Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. It's Mr. Irwin bringing you today's math lesson. The title's on the screen, and today we are learning about a new type of ratio, uh, writing a ratio as a percentage. So grab a couple sheets of paper, grab a notebook so you can record examples with me as I work through the process. Let's start with the definition of a percentage or a percent. And if you break down the word, you see the root per and cent. So if you think of cent, how many cents are in a dollar, or how many years are in a century? In either way, cent has a meaning of 100. So percent is just another word that means per 100. In the official definition, if you want to copy it down, it is the number of parts out of 100. So for example, if you took a math quiz and you earned an 84%, that means you got 84 of the parts correct out of 100. Percentages can be written as a ratio, and because all percentages are out of 100, that percent ratio is whatever the percentage is will always be over 100. So the percent to 100. That is going to be extremely useful to you this week. So make sure you know all percentages are always out of 100. So if you're setting a percentage up as a ratio, that percentage will go over 100. All right, let's use the percent ratio to solve some problems. Our first example is asking us to write the ratio 6 to 25 as a percent. So the first thing we want to do is take the given ratio and make that the first ratio in a proportion. We're going to make that ratio equal to the percent ratio. All percentages are out of 100, so the bottom of our percent ratio will be 100. And because we don't know what percent 6 out of 25 is, the percentage is unknown. So we're going to put a variable for our percentage. I'm going to use x. Now all we need to do is solve this proportion. I'm going to cross multiply. 25 times x is 25x. We're going to bring over our equal sign. And now 6 times 100 gives us a value of 600. And now we're solving for x. We're looking for that percentage. Split your equation into two sides. X is being multiplied by 25. The inverse is to divide by 25. Whatever you do to one side of the equation, do the same thing to the other side. Multiplicative inverse leaves us with just x on the left. We can drop our equal sign, and now we're performing the calculation 600 divided by 25. If you need a calculator, go ahead and grab it. 600 divided by 25 is 24. So our solution is 24. Look what the question is asking for, though. We are writing this ratio as a percent. So 24 is actually a percent, so we're going to write it as 24%. All right, our next example says 7/12 of all students play on a sports team. What percent of students are on a sports team? So I know 7 students play sports out of every 12 students in the school. So I'm going to start with that ratio, 7 out of 12. I'm going to set that equal because I'm looking for the percentage. What percent? I'm going to set that equal to the percent ratio. All percentages are out of 100, so 100 will be on the bottom. And our unknown, we don't know what percent of students are playing sports at this school, so our variable will go in place of the percentage. Once we have our proportion set up, all we need to do is solve for x. Let's cross multiply. 12 times x is 12x. We're going to bring over our equal sign. The other diagonal, 7 times 100 is 700. Resulting equation, 12x equals 700. Let's go ahead and solve for x. X is being multiplied by 12. The inverse is to divide by 12. To keep both sides of this equation equal, whatever I do to one side of the equation, we're doing the same to the other. So I am dividing both sides by 12. Multiplicative inverse tells me that these 12s are gone. I'm left with just x equal to, and now a calculation, 700 divided by 12. That seems like an excellent candidate for a calculator. 700 divided by 12. We get 58 point, and then a repeating 3, so I'm going to put a Repeten bar on that 3. Don't forget, look at the question, what percent? This 58.3 repeating is a percentage. It needs a percent symbol. So 58.3% of the students in this school play some type of sport. All right, 2 more problems on the screen. I want you to try both of these on your own. So record down the ratios you need to convert to percentages, pause your video, try them on your own. When you are finished, begin playing the video again to check your work to see how you did. All right, guys, let's check your conversions. Our first ratio, 19 out of 20, 19/20ths of Mr. Hubert's students are in class today. What percentage of students are in attendance? So I know 19 out of 20 are in attendance. I want to know what percentage, so we're setting it equal to the percent ratio. All percentages are out of 100. Unknown percentage up top. Let's solve for x. 20 times x is 20. X equals 19 times 100 is 1,900. Solve the equation by dividing both sides by 20. We get x equals, calculator if you need it, no worries, 1900 divided by 20. We get 95. So 95% of Mr. Hubert's students are in class today. Number 2 was what percentage of the blocks are shaded? And I know the shading is hard to see, so I kind of filled them in with a dot. So first we need to write the ratio. How many of these blocks are shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I do 6 times 5, I know there are 30 shaded blocks. Out of how many total blocks in this grid? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a column. 7 times 6. 30 out of 42 are shaded. I want the percentage though, so we're going to set that equal to the percent proportion. All percentages are out of 100. Variable x goes on top. Solving for x, 42 times x is 42x. Bring over our equal sign. 30 times 100 is 3,000. Time to solve for x by dividing both sides of the equation by 42. You should get a solution x equals 3,000 divided by 42. Get a big sloppy looking decimal. Go ahead and round that to the nearest tenth. So 71.4%. 71.4% of the grid is shaded. Boys and girls, go ahead and complete your independent practice assignment on converting ratios to percentages. Take a picture of your work and upload that file for submission. I'll see you guys next time.